Does Matthew chapter 5 verse 17 to 19 teach that Christians should observe the law given to Moses? Torah observers claim that this passage clearly instructs Christians to follow the law, as Jesus said he did not come to abolish the law but to fulfill it. Indeed, Jesus emphasizes that heaven and earth will not pass away until every letter or stroke of the law is fulfilled. He even states that whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teach others to do so will be declared least in the kingdom of heaven, while those who follow and teach them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. This raises a question. Are Christians who do not observe the feast days, Sabbaths, and dietary laws going against what Jesus taught? Only if these ceremonial laws were intended not only for the Israelites, but for the entire world. However, in Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 15, we read that the reason Yahweh commanded the Israelites to keep the Sabbath was to remind them it was He who delivered them from slavery in Egypt with His mighty hand. We read in Exodus chapter 31 verse 16 to 17 that the Sabbath is an everlasting covenant, a sign between God and the children of Israel. The feast days and Sabbaths were reminders to Israel of God's deliverance, and the dietary laws were a call for them to be set apart from other nations. Read Leviticus chapter 20 verse 25 to 26. These observances also served as a foreshadow of Christ, who will fully fulfill them when He returns. Since these commandments were given specifically to Israel and not to the rest of the world, Gentile Christians are not contradicting Jesus' teaching in Matthew 5 by not observing them. But what about the Jewish believers in Christ? Paul addresses this in Galatians chapter 2 verse 19 to 21, stating, "For through the law I died to the law, so that I might live for God. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself up for me. I do not set aside the grace of God, for if righteousness could be gained through the law, Christ died for nothing." This is why Jesus continued in Matthew chapter 5 verse 20, saying that unless their righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and the Pharisees, they will not enter the kingdom of heaven. Like and subscribe for more 2-minute biblical rebuttals.